Black Series 3.75 Deathtrooper. I picked him up yesterday in Asda in Hounslow. It was £10.97 and it wasn't on sale for £8, but this is a hard one to find. This is the first time I've seen it in the UK, Imperial Deathtrooper. So these have been out for about 6 months already, but it's only just starting to show up in the UK. And I mean, I think these just fly off the shelf. They only had 2 of them there. So that's the artwork on the box, the picture of the Deathtrooper there. There's the side of the box, Imperial Deathtrooper, European packaging, Imperial Deathtrooper. Back of the box, all the European warnings and all the other stuff. So we're going to have a look at it and compare it to the basic 3.75 Deathtrooper on the card. So let's get this done. Okay, so this is your Deathtrooper. Looks pretty cool. Good look at the Deathtrooper. See all the detail. Comes with 3 grenades in the extra webbing he comes with. Comes with this pistol and rifle. See the detail of the figure. Looks really good. There's the blaster. So, yep, looks great. Looks like a cool figure. Here's the Deathtrooper holding the rifle in both hands. Looks great. Has a number on its inside of his thigh, 62801. See all the lovely detail of this figure. And the boots, the armour, the sculpting of the undersuit. 3 grenades in his extra webbing, the 3 magazine pouches there, and the shoulder pauldron. Helmet detail. Looks great, what a cool looking figure. There's the back of the figure. Looks great. A really great detailed figure. So this is the new Deathtrooper 3.75 Black Series. Great looking figure. Pretty scarce in the UK. Nice looking figure. So let's check its articulation. In terms of articulation, he's got a ball jointed head which can rotate left and right and move up and down a little bit. It's a bit hindered by the pauldron though. Up and down's not much, it's rather limited. Shoulders move up to about that far. Elbow bends to 90 and you can straighten it. The wrists are on pivots, so this one moves back in and out. Really nice movement there, and it rotates. You can pivot, and on this wrist it moves in and out. So it moves in that much and moves out that much. There's a twist in the waist, or I mean in the torso, so you can rotate at the torso. Let's look at the hips first. Hips move out pretty far. Knees bend. Leg kicks out so far. Bit inhibited by the armour there, or the belt. Knee bends back about 90, and the wrists, ankles move up and down. So it's got really great articulation. A great looking figure. Also the upper thigh rotates. It's hard for me to show, but you can see it rotate there. So it's a really cool figure. I've taken the webbing off. It's easy to move, just pop the head off and unfasten at the side and it comes off. And you can see that the Death Trooper can do the splits, which is pretty cool. He also has torso articulation, which means he can move a little bit back and forward. Not as much as the 6-inch Black Series Death Trooper, but he can move a little bit and side to side. So it's a really great figure. So we can get in focus. Great looking figure. You can see the torso's twisted there. So great articulation this figure has. For something this small, it has really good articulation. And yeah, great sculpting detail on this figure. Good articulation. With the paw drawn off, you can see this is much down the helmet goes, and then this is the head sort of feels kind of rubbery. Not as much articulation as the 6-inch figure, but still great figure. Great detail. These metal bits here aren't painted on this figure. There's good detail on the helmet. This bit's painted silver. Heard it's been called a camera. I'm not sure if it is a camera, but the detail on this figure is just pretty top notch. So this is the 3.75 Black Series Death Trooper. Great looking figure. You can see all the detail. You can also see on this arm that these, whatever they are painted, whereas on the big 6-inch figure they're not painted. They're like 3 darts. Great looking figure. Guns in both hands, the smaller pistol and the rifle. He doesn't have a holster for the smaller pistol like the 6-inch figure. The figure just looks so cool. Great sculpting detail. Really great. Put a lot of effort into this figure, Hasbro. So yeah, very good. Very impressed figure. And there's the pauldron he comes with, 3 grenades. So you can see what a lovely detail this piece comes with. You can see the sculpting on the actual webbing and pouches. Great piece of equipment. So it's a great looking figure, this. Painted belt buckle. Good look at the pistol, very tiny, nicely painted. It's got a silverish tone to it. Looks pretty cool. And then here's the rifle. Rifle has a bit of red there. And here's the other side of the rifle. This tip of the rifle is sort of a lighter colour to make it look like it's been in use, perhaps. Great looking figure. Weapon, sorry. So that's the rifle the Death Trooper comes with, and here's the pistol. So you get 2 nice accessories plus this equipment thing. Okay. Black Series 3.75 with the 6-inch Black Series Death Trooper. You can see how similar they are, how different they are. I mean, the main difference is the size and the height difference. If you notice, the Death Trooper, the 6-inch, has got the undersuit is a sort of greyish tone, whereas this one is just more black. But I mean, for its size, it's such a great figure, the 3.75 Death Trooper. You can see how great this 6-inch figure looks. Both are great figures. His gloves are grey, his are black. He's got a holster for his pistol. But I mean, his boots are grey, whereas these ones are black. But they both look great. So that's the 3.75 and the 6-inch Black Series Death Trooper. From behind the 6-inch and the 3.75, you can see the detail, what's similar, what's different. It's mainly the scale that's the main thing. I mean, this has got more paint apps, the 6-inch, which makes sense. Both are great figures. Both are hard to find in the UK. Both look really great. Death Trooper has double jointed knees, rocker ankles. 6-inch has a great head sculpt, looks really cool, looks really nice. And then this is about where the Death Trooper 3.75 comes up to in terms of height. Both are cool figures though. Yep, very nice. Both are very poseable. Both look great. Final look at the 6-inch Black Series Death Trooper, just to give you an idea of how great a figure this is. He's also got a great torso movement. Great sculpting detail in this figure. Very poseable. What a cool looking figure. Cool. Looks great. And there's the helmet. Camo on his helmet's not painted. Good look at the Death Trooper, you can see the camera on the side of his head. Slightly different tone, sort of silverish grey colour. The nice grenades there in the pouch, they just look amazing. And then just the overall sculpt of this great figure. Holds the rifle really well, you can get into two-handed grip. And yeah, it's a great figure. Got green on the bottom of the mouthpiece and tinted lenses, you can just make them out. And then this side profile of the helmet. Cool figure, man. See the hinges there. All the sculpting detail. Just looks so cool. Another look at the 3.75 Death Trooper from Asda in the UK, Walmart in the USA. If you can find one, it's worth picking up. I had to pay full price for this one. It was £10.75 or 95, I think, something like that. Kind of expensive, but on secondary market these go for about £15–20. So if you're going to go by eBay or Amazon, it's going to be quite expensive to get this figure. works out probably this is probably harder to find than the 6-inch figure. And yeah, so if you want the 3.75 Deathtrooper and you can find him in the shop, I think this is the best way to get the figure. Otherwise you're going to have to go through eBay or Amazon and you're going to have to pay a lot more. I mean, the cheapest you're probably getting for about is £15 on the secondary market. And then you've got to put in shipping as well. Great looking figure though. See the boots. Here's the Rogue One Basic 3.75 Deathtrooper and the new Black Series one I've just picked up. Even though he came out a lot earlier. So this has got 5 points of articulation, whereas this one's got multiple points of articulation. It's a really great figure. I mean, the helmets look pretty similar. The overall sculpt looks pretty similar, except in, you know, this has got visible joints. They both got the same sort of webbing on. It's probably exactly the same. I know it's slightly different. That's got, let me see if it focuses. That's got a different type of sculpting there, whereas this hasn't got the ridges. It's got like a buckle there. So there are some slight differences in the webbing. It made sense just to use the same piece of webbing, but there is differences there. Both the grenades on this one look a lot more sort of askew, where these ones are more in line. Yeah, but otherwise, I mean, the weapons look the same. This one's probably got more silver paint on it. It comes with this ridiculous, whatever it is, grapple action, zipline, missile launching thing. Okay, you can see differences in the rifles. This one's painted silver, and this one's in a more grey colour, but it's got a bit of red there, and the tip is lighter, whereas this is more worn all throughout. So you've got these two weapons there. He doesn't come with the small pistol, this carded release. So here's a good comparison of the two figures. It looks like the webbing on the basic 5 PRA figure is slightly smaller, whereas this one's a bit longer, flimsier. But I mean, overall they're pretty similar figures. Both have excellent sculpting detail. It's just that the Black Series figure has far greater articulation. You can get him into great poses. Both look really great. So these are the two Deathtroopers you can get. Both look pretty cool. You can see the grenades, so they've got 6 between them. Some slight sculpting differences if you look carefully. Both look pretty cool. So if you want a cheaper option for a 3.75 Deathtrooper, this is the way to go. Even though when I was at Asda these figures have gone up to about £9 now. I picked this one up when I got it for £6. It's a great looking figure though, the Deathtrooper. Cool. Very nice looking figure. And then there's this Deathtrooper, which is far harder to find. You have to find it in Asda in the UK. And yeah, you'll be really pleased if you do. 3.75 Deathtrooper Black Series, is it worth getting? I think so, if you can find it. It's very hard to find in the UK, so you're going to have to go to various Asdas to try and track it down. And I mean, it's been out in the States for ages, so, and it's only just now showing up over here. So, you know, definitely worth getting if you can find it. Especially if you can get it at a discounted price. Great looking figure. Yeah, comes with 2 accessories, plus the bandolier pouch with the grenades and all that sort of stuff. So it looks really cool. You can see detail on the hand, the armour there. It's really cool. Great looking figure. And you can see on this arm, it's got the silver. Those look pretty cool. Great looking figure. Okay, so it's your Death Trooper. Definitely recommend getting this one, yeah? Great looking figure. So this Death Trooper is definitely worth getting. It's a great looking figure, and if you can find it in the UK, you'll have to try a few Asdas, but you might come across it, especially as the new Rogue One DVD is about to come out. So I think that's why prices have gone up to full price at the moment, because the movie's coming out on DVD. So you might want to try and track this figure down. So it's Imperial Death Trooper Imperial, and there's the box, nice European box. Okay, so that's your Death Trooper. If you can find it, get it. Cheers, bye.